Thank you very much. Again, Reza, I may speak to Macedonian a bit. Thank you very much. Добар ден на сите, ви благодарам што во голем број се одзвавте на овој вебинар. Идејата е да дознаеме малку повеќе што се потребите на менаџерите во однос на користење на Artificial Intelligence, какви алатки користат и како стратешки да го имплементираат во своето работење. Денеска го имаме со нас Реза Moussavi, наш долгогодишен соработник, представник директор на AI центарот во Шведска, кој што во февруари го имавме и како предавач овде во М6 и заедно го реализираме овој тренинг кој што се одвива онлайн и повеќе информации ќе дознаете денес. So today we have Mr. Reza Moussavi, our representative, our partner from AI Center Sweden. We had him as a lecturer in February this year, but lots of things changed from February till now. AI changes quite a bit. Even though for this training, AI for managers, we delivered it a couple of times during the last 2 years, but things have changed, and we always update the program. Just for the information, you will tell us more about the need of managers of implementing AI in their strategic decisions and in their everyday work. And after this, we will present the training program and we will open the floor for discussions. What has changed, and are people still frightened about using AI, Reza?
So, hello everyone. I am happy to be here. It has been always a pleasure to meet you, Elena, and work with Macedonia. It has been, as you said, actually more than 2 years. Has been a couple of years we have been collaborating, and I'm very happy to keep this technology communication between Sweden and Macedonia. I have a presentation. I can go through the slides a little bit and go through couple of things that managers, executives, and team leaders might need to consider about AI, and not looking at AI as just one new thing that is happening. So if it's okay, I can start the presentation, but feel free to, if anyone has a question, write in chat or on mute, and then feel free to interrupt. And if you feel like I'm going over time, let me know that I could keep it faster. It's a presentation that I squeezed a little bit to fit for this today also. So originally it took a little bit longer than what we have here. Let me start sharing. Okay, do you see my screen, my presentation?
Yes.
Okay, so we look at AI as AI transformation. The digital transformation has been happening a lot. Always new technologies are coming out, and team leaders, managers, executives always had this challenge to adopt and use and utilize the new technologies. It is same leadership story, but new technology here we are dealing with. Every wave of technology that are coming, like computers started changing businesses many years ago, then internet, and then email, and now AI is coming, and we need to see how we can utilize AI to benefit from it, and how to make sure we don't get any problem. The difference between AI and other technologies that came out is the change is faster, adoption is cheaper, and also it is riskier if we are not very careful. But we have the same leadership challenges to apply the new technology to our businesses, teams, groups, and projects. So this AI wave, if we call it, feels a little bit different. AI, because AI adoption is fast with low cost, and the mistakes scale quickly. If we start using, for example, ChatGPT to get some advice to do something differently, or to invest on something, or different way of reviewing applicants for interview and those kind of stuff, we might quickly get a lot of problems without knowing that. So the leadership awareness is greater than technical skills. When we had emails, we could do stuff and we wouldn't get a lot of problems that we could get today. But today, we need to know how to manage it instead of learning how exactly to use it as a technical skill. There are things that we can focus on. We should not focus as leaders, managers, and executives, team leaders, group manager. We should not focus on which app to buy or how to use every single tool that is coming out. But we should do focus on enabling our team and business and make them learn better how to use these technologies, and make sure that we have safe experimentation within the company or the group to be able to have safer adaptation with AI. So there is a concept of collective learning that we should raise AI knowledge across staff. Everyone should know at least a little bit about how to use AI and how to not to use AI. We have to encourage to have internal trials, individuals or small teams to do something with AI, but as I mentioned in the previous slide, in a safe experimental environment. And we should remove fear and enable exploration for AI within the team. So there are hidden impacts here. Many changes are internal and not visible. Not everything is customer facing. Many organizations, many companies, many projects are using AI heavily and have invested in AI heavily and getting a lot profit from it, but we don't see it from outside. They have their processes to have better quality, seamless workflows, more efficient, more effective, and less error, and therefore faster improvement in their processes. Leaders, project managers should be able to connect these small wins that I mentioned in the previous slide, that each individual, we encourage them to use AI, and we take these wins and make a strategy to have more improvement in the whole business or the whole project. I always use the email analogy. Everyone learned email many years ago. Many of you might not remember it, but I remember when emails become something that we had to use. At the beginning, we thought it is a replacement for fax machines. And now instead of faxing something, we send emails. And gradually, we suddenly realized everyone is using email. No one is using fax anymore. But in the meantime, while everybody were adopting using email, few people or few organizations start leveraging email for their business benefits. So today's ChatGPT is similar to the email moment that everyone started using it. In the last 3 years, we realized from no one heard about ChatGPT to everyone is using ChatGPT, and we have seen it everywhere, and it's okay to see it everywhere. At the beginning, we had a moment that it was a taboo to use ChatGPT for everything, but now it is a tool that we have to use to make everything faster, better, higher quality, for example. So like email, using it is a baseline. everyone will use it. ChatGPT, any other AI, everyone will use it. But the remaining work to get advantage of this AI is how we can benefit from this AI. And if we don't do that, everyone will use it at the end of the day in a year or two for everything, virtually everything. But who would benefit from it more than others? How my business, my group, my team would benefit from AI more than my competitors or others in the market. That is where we benefit. In the email era, we started to see many organizations, many businesses started communicating with their customers via email, support at, info at. They become a thing, but not everyone at the time used those. And they had different people having email, but their official communication were via phone or fax or in person. But a lot of companies, including Google itself, started using email and online tools only. Google at the beginning didn't have a phone call or fax number to communicate with them, but other businesses had similar things like that. So we need to make sure how we can do extra work to get advantage of the baseline of using AI. See strategic leadership actions. We cannot buy AI subscription for our team and expect to get benefit in business. We have to have a strategy for implementing AI and have some framework in organization or teams to use AI. How we are going to use AI, teach it to your team members, and then they follow within those framework how to apply AI in their work. And this should be embedded into the whole organization framework. We have this kind of framework around other stuff. For example, who should communicate with the client or who should not communicate? Who should communicate with partners or service providers and who should not within a team or group? If someone contact me as a client or as a service provider, I would refer them to the right person to communicate. We have these kind of frameworks in our businesses. We know which card to use, corporate card or personal card, to buy different stuff. We know and we distinguish between them. But how about AI? Do we have some framework like that for digital governance in AI? We have to have that to make sure nothing goes horribly wrong. And the role of executives and managers is different. Higher the manager is, the more wider perspective they have to put the strategy. And more limited executive or manager, for example, if I have a team of 5 or 10 working on some project or a department or subdivision, I have a different way of applying AI and following the organization rules and framework, and also creating a right environment and right learning processes for my team to adopt AI. We have to enable them to use AI, help them to coordinate to be in the right direction, and make sure they don't make mistakes like uploading sensitive materials to ChatGPT, for example. Those obvious stuff, but there are other nuances and details that we can look into. And also as an executive or team manager, we have to start early as soon as possible and make sure we are doing it early and safely. That was the compacted version of my presentation. I hope you get something out of it. And if you have any question or something, I'm here to answer. And by the way, this is where we are located in Gothenburg, south of Sweden. If you happen to visit Gothenburg, you're very welcome to visit us at the Swedish AI Association in Sweden.
Maybe we can define an award for the company that will send most of the participants to come and visit you.
That would be interesting.
Yes. Before we go on to defining, to communicating the training program that will be delivered in the next 2 months, I would like to ask my colleague Alice to share the poll with the participants. How have you heard about the webinar and the training program? This is just for our statistics to know which channels we can use and we should use in the future for better communication. If you would like to fill the poll, please. So how did you receive the information about this webinar?
If anybody cannot see the poll, type in the chat and I'll share probably a QR code.
Meanwhile, can you share the document about the training, what the people can expect, please?
I can do that. So I think this you have this document already, but the training is AI for managers and executives, AI for ME. In last 3 or 4 years, we have been updating it twice a year. So it is the second update this year, actually. The material has changed, but what is the same? It has been always 5 weeks. Every week, we have 2 hours of short lecture, 40-45 minutes, with real example. We do case discussion with participants each session for around 45 minutes. We have simple assignments relevant to your work, specific to your work, that you can do during the week, and then the week after we will review it, and at the end you get this certificate based on your participation and your work you've done. You become a member of the Swedish AI Association and few perks that you have with connection with Sweden. In these 5 different modules, we will have general discussion about AI and making sure that you understand which parts of AI buzz are just buzz and bubble and will go away, so we don't focus on that, and which parts we can look into and maybe not out there, and we recognize and identify what are there that we can use. And then the second week we will go to see how practically and pragmatically you could use AI for your business. You might be a business owner, or we could have business owners or department managers or team managers, depends on where you are, how you could apply AI in your business outside of just using ChatGPT and Gemini and those kind of things, or making promotional videos and those kind of things outside of that. And then we will go through responsibilities week 3, and this is mostly to understand a lot of problems that we don't know that we get into. There are a lot of biases, privacy issues, legalities, and mistakes that we might not understand that we took those mistakes, and it will harm us further down the road. But we need to know them from beginning So we know that we are not taking a wrong step when we are applying AI and using AI. That would be one session looking into real example of how things happen to make sure that it doesn't happen to you, because you know examples that already has happened and it might happen to you if you're not aware of that. And then week 4, as a continuous of week 2, on week 4, we do more hands-on on how you start an AI project in your work. You might have a lot on your plate already at work, a lot of changes, a lot of problems, a lot of things happening in your business, in your competitions, in your region or Europe or globally, and things are changing and you're involved in a lot of things. And on top of that, you have to care about AI, and it feels like not easy to do it properly. But here in this session, in week 4, we will dive into how to deal with that, how to start an AI project to make sure alongside all of your problems that you might have and communication with higher managers or lower managers that you might be involved with, how to apply AI and start an AI project safely and seamless without adding extra work for everyone. And lastly, on the last week, we mostly wrap up and make sure you get to know a lot of different things that might not be available for but publicly not known, actually, and how you can use them and apply the frameworks and guidelines in your team, in your business, so everyone can follow what you have learned here and you want to apply, how everyone else can follow you for that perspective. That was a quick overview on the 5 weeks of the training that we will have.
So just to clarify, what time slots? From 6 to 8 o'clock in the evening, right?
I'm not sure. I have to check. I think so. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
But we can make double check and make sure that we have a right time. Yes. Should be 6 to 8 because we always do it after work hour.
If anybody has questions right now, you can type it in the chat. If you want to ask our guest, Reza, for any specific questions, because I know a lot of our participants right now come from very different industries. So everybody might be thinking, in this industry, we do not have AI, because right now it's mostly popular maybe in marketing or something that's more used, like writing emails. Yeah, everybody, we're writing emails with ChatGPT now. But if you do have any questions about your certain industry, you can type it in the chat. And also, Reza, if I may, I wanted to ask you, because you said that we need, as managers, they need to enable their employees and help them use AI. So what is the way that a manager or a group leader can effectively do exactly that, ensure that their teams use AI, also that they trust AI?
So there are 3 main parts for enabling AI within teams. As a manager or executive, you have to make sure to encourage your team to learn about AI by providing them some guidelines also. So we always suggest we have a lot of companies coming to the association and get consultation how to do the digital transformation in AI. And one of the key parts that we always include in every single one is set a time, prepare something, and have a conversation, a meeting with your team to understand how much they know AI, how much they feel about AI, and let them know that you support them to learn more about AI alongside the work they are doing, not like half of their time spent on this or not on spare time, and make sure they feel like they are encouraged to do that, so they don't feel guilty of looking into different stuff, learning stuff, and or sharing stuff. So encouraging to learn, and then asking them to bring up suggestions. It might be stupid at the beginning, some suggestion, but among them something might click. So they should feel comfortable bringing up ideas like, I found this tool, I've heard this thing, I looked into it, and it looks like if we apply it when we are doing this process, we can put this part on AI to give us some analysis, and we decide based on that. So it reduces, for example, I don't know, 120 man-hour per week or something like that. So that would be the second one, encouraging them to bring ideas. And the third one is to start establishing a framework and guideline for the team to do that. And one of the very basic frameworks that we have in both small and large organization corporations in Sweden is to what to use and what not to use, just a list. So if you work at Volvo, if you work at a small business in an incubator in Stockholm, for example, you always have a list of AI called AI guideline or AI framework, that you have a list of what to use, what not to use. And if you want to use something, let us know, and someone decides, review, and put it in what to use or what not to use, and then they can follow. That's a very basic format of the framework and guideline that almost everyone connected to the association are applying, and each organization doing even more than that. So make meeting, encourage them to, and make them understand that you support them to learn AI, encourage them to come to you for ideas, how to use AI to improve work, or more efficient, or higher quality, or less work hour for work. And third, make that framework guideline so the company or team will follow that.
Yeah, also I would say mostly it's very important that we don't treat it as a side project, but we give it the time that it needs. We allocate time to handle AI solutions. But what would be like a practical start for somebody that wants to, let's say, in a corporation, incorporate AI? What would be the first thing? I mean, I guess this is going to be taught in your course where it says the part about starting an AI project. But just as a hint for everybody else, what's the first thing that they need to do if they want to incorporate AI? Is it, for example, define a task that they want to automate, or they wanted to make it faster or better with AI?
Yes, we have in Swedish we call it TUG, technical user group meetings. You could have monthly meeting to gather together, and it's a very short monthly meeting, like half an hour every month, that everyone brings ideas about AI, and if it approved, you can have the whole process how it could be approved. One person approves it, or align it with other teams or something like that. But that's the details. But if some idea everyone feels like it's a good idea, it will help us to do better job and have faster work or better work, then investigation on a pilot, and then decision on making a real project on that. So sharing among them, one thing might get to the pilot, and then deciding if it goes beyond pilot or just leave it alone for the moment. But this is not only for adding AI to the work, but adding culture of adopting technology to the workplace.
Yes, actually, we had a couple of days ago, we had a training here called Business Process Management. And we started to cover, so if there is a process in the organization, how to improve the process. Okay, there are AI tools to use now in order to improve the process, but somehow sometimes the managers do not know what tools are available. So and you mentioned that they will know more on the training, plus you mentioned some perks and being part of this community. What does it mean? If I, for example, improving the process in M6 Educational Center, we are visiting the training, and then we can find out which kind of tools can we use, right, to discuss and etc. etc. Because people do not know what kind of tools do exist in here.
So that's a very good point. In the association, we have a governance framework for AI called Total Governance, TG model. We have published the white paper this year. I don't know, around February, March, I think. And this helped us to implement different connection between members and associates to the Swedish AI Association. So you can personally or as a group or as an organization register as a part of the total governance and apply that framework to your work. Simply, as I said, have a guideline and so on and so forth, and meeting and something like that. But it means then you, with others similar to your work around the world, in Sweden or other countries, can join the meetings that we have quarterly, and then have you people in similar situation of you sharing knowledge and best practices that they have. You might have experienced few AI tools, and then when you bring it up and you feel like, of course, everyone is using that, then you realize, we have seen in last short time of around 6 months, we have seen that during these meetings, when someone talks about something, half of the participants have never heard of that. And it is shocking to the person that is introducing that. They say, oh, I thought everyone is using it. And then when someone else says, no, we use this one, and then this person would say, oh, I never heard of that. And then they share and compare. And that is something you wouldn't expect in these kind of settings. But we have seen in less than a year, we have seen a lot of companies, a lot of teams have learned from each other and shared, and they're sharing the experience that they had. I think the next type of this meeting in December, that people will gather and members of the association will gather and share their experience. I think this kind of collaborations is essential right now to learn more and adopt more, because AI is forming, and it's not like a specific course that you take and learn everything. Because as I mentioned before, last 2 years, 4 times we have updated the course, and we are updating again and again. So it's moving, and you need to keep yourself updated. You cannot just every 6 months come and take a new course with us, but with sharing with others, you can keep yourself updated and get new technologies to use.
If there are more questions, feel free to ask, raise a hand, or write in the chat.
I have one question. For organizations, I would say more corporate, bigger organizations with bigger hierarchies, who owns the responsibility of this AI transformation? Like, is it the HR? Is it the IT sector? Who is the one who owns the responsibility that should give the push?
So in larger corporations, we have not IT, not HR, we have competence management. Each organization have their own kind of structure. There is some sort of committee or department or something that works on improving managers' capabilities. Those are right now those who work on leadership in digital transformation, LIDT, with small I and other letters bigger. I'll write it here. LIDT is something that every single large corporation is familiar with, and someone and some committee or department is working on that. Those people who are working on LIDT are people that have to take over AI and AI for managers, because that is the transformation and competence improvement they do. But in smaller companies or medium-sized companies, sorry, we have the model that we have introduced and has got a lot of positive feedback, but mostly in Nordic got positive feedback. We don't have enough data from other countries. We get positive feedback they are applying is AI committees that comes out of AI communities. So there are self-interest people who are interested in AI, become a community, talk about AI in a regular basis, and among them, higher managers decide who sits on the AI committee to make sure they provide a proper reporting to, for example, CEO in a medium-sized organization. And then they communicate with AI community within the organization to gather the data and make the framework and governance. I think it's good to know that an TG model, the total governance that we have introduced, I write it here. You can find them on our website or contact me later or M6 about it. In TG model, we explain and support how you apply all of this, how to do design governance for your business or organization. Either you are a large organization and you are in the middle, you have a few managers on top and few teams under you, or you are just running 5-6 people in a agile process or something, or if you are a business owner, even a bakery or a shop store or something with few employees, there are different types of businesses and everyone can benefit from the AI governance. The word is not very convenient maybe for people, but it means how to make sure AI stuff is it's embedded in your work and you handle it without just using here and there some AI stuff, but knowing what to do and what not to do, and how to gradually implement and make sure that you're aligned with your peers in the business. So getting into TG model and making sure you follow the right model for yourself, for your business, would help you to understand how to manage it.
Yes, but sometimes it's up to the organization to organize the trainings, and sometimes it's up to the individual to say, okay, I need to change, I need to obtain new skills, let's enroll. We have to be prepared, because what happens now in M6, almost every second request is mental health issues training. So that is why this Monday we organized an event, Happiness at Work, which is actually very, very much needed and required by the people. So from one side, it's AI, but it's scary. People are actually having lots of mental health issues. And it's our job as a training center to provide both, to prepare you, to make you aware that you need to follow up this AI path, because without it, it's inevitable. You may lose your job. From another side, to encourage you that you have to change, you have to create this mindset that you need to change in order for you to survive in this world that we are living. We said ask question couple of times, still no questions. So I would like to maybe finish here and invite everybody to apply for the training. We have limited seats. We already pretty much filled this group. Nevertheless, if we have more people that would like to join, we may define another group together with Reza and AI Center Sweden. Just feel free to join and apply for the training. So for those that will apply till Monday, we have excellent discount. As you already know, just feel free to write to our mail. Calist, I would like to ask you to write the email info@m6edu, m6.edu.mk without for m6edu mk. So just send us email and we will further on continue.
If you want some more information or to take the PDF that Reza showed about the course details, I'm gonna share with you right now my screen. You'll see it. Do you see my screen? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, so this is a page that is linked with our Instagram account. So it's the link is in bio, and this is a landing page for this course where you can register. Here it says that the discount has already ended, but for this group right now, we're gonna extend it. Just wanted to let you know that the seats are limited for this cohort. The seats are limited to 25 participants. We already have some who have prepaid. So for those who want, after this, you can either register here and we have your info so you can reserve your spot, or you can email us directly. By the way, just to let you know that this is one part that we use AI in our organization. Personally, me, I work in marketing. So this is a way, I don't know if you're familiar, this is a tool called Bolt, where you can create websites or landing pages. So right now I'm dynamically working on creating landing pages like this. This is all prompt based. So you create your landing page, and here I have connected it with my database, which after that extracts it and does AI personalization based on you, sends you an email with a direct contact. Just for context, this is something a little bit what we do. That's all I have to show you. And I'll send you also the link I can send you in the chat if you want to check it out really quickly. I'm going to send you right now.
So you can see that we are motivating people here to use AI.
Fantastic.
We need to make another session about videos, animation, etc., etc.
You can check the link out. And I think we can... Yeah, I think we can wrap it up here. If anybody has any questions, you can message us. You can follow us on our social medias, also on LinkedIn. We're very active. If you're on LinkedIn, follow us. If you're not, get on LinkedIn. It's the future of work. So hope to see you soon. Thank you, Reza, so much for coming here and explaining and spreading some knowledge. And hopefully we'll see each other soon.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure to be here, and hopefully we will see at least few of our your participants during the course. I'm looking forward for it.
Thank you, Reza. All the best to everybody. Have a good evening and see you on the training. Bye.